If I were to fight Jake Paul, I would take it completely seriously like a real fight, and I'd whoop his ass, I'd beat him.
I don't think he ever gets into the ring and risks his alpha male appearance.
Jake Paul and Andrew Tate are finally stepping into the ring, and the internet can't get enough. For weeks, Jake seemed to be dodging Tate like an allergic reaction to unscripted punches. But surprise, a mountain of cash has convinced him otherwise. Shocking, right? Meanwhile, Andrew Tate has been hyping this as real boxing, promising...
We've seen them square off for the first time. The internet blew up. Everyone was talking about this fight. But why? So we've got Andrew Tate, who's the most spoke about man in the world right now. He is absolutely everywhere. Then we've got this guy, Jake Paul, who is making massive moves in the boxing scene. And he is one of the most famous people in the world right now as well.
Jake's biggest challenge yet. Is this Jake's long-awaited redemption, or the reality check he's been avoiding? Either way, this fight is about to dominate headlines. Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed king of masculinity, officially
Andrew Tate steps in with that long lead hook, and it's a good shot.
He called Jake out during a November 17, 2024 live stream. True to form, Tate made it personal. Jake Paul has never faced a fight that wasn't carefully controlled. This will be different, he declared with the bravado of someone who's mastered the art of trash talking. Jake, never one to back down, responded within 24 hours in classic Jake Paul fashion. Tate can't survive this match. He's only doing it for the money, Jake claimed. Oh, the irony. A YouTuber turned boxer, accusing someone else of being in it for cash. This isn't just another boxing match. It's a clash of egos, brands, and bank accounts. Both men are...
I actually quite like Jake, and I think he trains really hard.
Yeah.
And I think he's dedicated to the sport, and he's seriously actually a boxer. I don't think he's a YouTuber, I think he's a boxer.
Larger-than-life personalities, and their collision promises to be nothing short of chaotic. Fans are already divided. Will Jake prove he's more than a marketing machine, or will Tate's years of martial arts experience silence the problem child for good? One thing's certain, this fight isn't just about boxing. It's the ultimate spectacle, a battle for dominance in and out of the ring. Love them or hate them, Jake Paul and Andrew Tate know how to put on a show, and for better or worse, the world is watching. Mark your calendars. This will be wild. Let's get one thing.
If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living fuck out of a fucking goofy, fucking entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate. Fucking Google it if you want to know more. Any day, anytime.
Clear. Neither Andrew Tate nor Jake Paul needs more cash. Jake, the self-proclaimed problem child, boasts an estimated net worth of $300 million, thanks to his YouTube stunts, social media empire, and polarizing yet profitable boxing career. Andrew Tate? He's reportedly worth $400 million, built from his kickboxing legacy, online hustling programs, and relentless controversy. Man is turned being polarizing into a full-blown business model. When Jake accused Tate of fighting for money, Tate didn't hold back. I don't fight for money.
Everyone's got to see it.
Andrew Tate will not fight Jake. And if he does, it'd be a money play. He's going to get his ass kicked.
So much money.
He's going to get his ass kicked, and the top G facade will finally be.
This is personal, he declared. Sure, Andrew, we believe you. It's definitely not about the $100 million in projected pay-per-view revenue or the opportunity to sell even more overpriced self-help courses to your devoted fan base, he said to Jake. On paper, Tate seems to have the edge. With a professional kickboxing record of 76 wins and just 9 losses, he's more than talk. He's proven his worth in the ring. Known for his knockout power and psychological tactics, Tate has spent years dismantling opponents before they even throw a punch. If combat sports were a chess game, Tate would be the guy flipping the board while delivering a smug lecture on his superiority. This clash of titans promises to be as personal as it is lucrative. Jake Paul enters this fight with a record of 8 wins and 1 loss in his celebrity boxing career.
Come on, fight! Come on, 20 seconds to walk, Steve. Let's go! Come on, work. Good. Work. 10 seconds. Work.
Impressive, right? Well, only if you overlook that most of his opponents have been retired athletes, former MMA fighters, or fellow internet personalities, many of whom seemed more interested in the paycheck than the glory. Critics often label Jake a fake fighter, and this match is his chance to silence them, or prove them right. If he loses, let's just say Twitter is going to have a field day. Of course, what's a big fight without some pre-match trash talk? Andrew Tate has already started throwing verbal jabs, calling Jake Paul a boy pretending to be a fighter. It's exactly the kind of line you'd imagine Tate practicing in front of a mirror. Jake never one to shy away from a verbal sparring match, shot back, "Tate is all talk, I'll shut him down in the ring." This back and forth isn't just for show, it's strategy. Tate is a master of psychological warfare, always looking to rattle his opponents.
All you've got left is somebody like me. He'd mentioned me before, and there'll be people out there saying, oh, Carl Froch's talking about himself, he's after a payday. Listen, I'm not after a payday. I'm doing all right. There's no problems with my fight.
For the first bell, Jake, however, thrives on being underestimated. His entire boxing career is built on proving doubters wrong, so underestimating him could be a mistake. Both fighters are taking their training seriously. Andrew Tate has reportedly enlisted elite boxing coaches to help him adapt his kickboxing skills into a pure boxing style. For someone who built his career on kicks, knees, and elbows, this transition is no small feat. But if there's one thing Tate loves more than his Bugattis, it's proving his critics wrong. Meanwhile, Jake Paul is sticking with his trusted team, led by coach BJ Flores. Insiders say Jake is doubling down on endurance drills to withstand Tate's knockout power. While Jake knows he's not the most experienced fighter, he's a workhorse in training. This fight promises to be more than just talk. It's a collision of egos, skills, and strategies. This fight has earned Jake Paul a grudging nod of respect from even his harshest critics, or at least some of them. For Jake, it's about more than the money. It's about respect. Despite his success, many still see him as just a YouTuber who got lucky. Beating Andrew Tate would be his ultimate doubters once and for all. But losing? That would be a PR nightmare. Jake's brand is built on being the underdog who always wins. A loss to Tate would shatter that narrative, and the internet memes would be ruthless. For Andrew Tate, this fight is about legacy. He's been vocal about his disdain for celebrity boxing, calling it a joke, and sees this match as an opportunity to bring honor back to combat sports. A win would solidify his reputation as a versatile fighter who can dominate across disciplines. But Tate has just as much to lose. If he's defeated by someone who started their career filming prank videos, it would be a massive blow to his credibility and his ego. Unsurprisingly, the internet has erupted over—
Why don't you lose to an old man who's retired? I live in the real fucking world, Jake. There's a whole bunch of fighters out here who live in the real fucking world. Men who are dangerous and dedicated their lives to this sport and don't have a fucking fraction of the money you have because you managed to become a fucking clown.
For this matchup. A recent Twitter poll showed 65% of fans backing Tate, while 35% are rooting for Jake. TikTok is flooded with memes, predictions, and training clips from both camps. Hashtags like TatePaul2025 and On the Rail 3 times at 100 million views, proving that fans can't resist the drama. Whether it's about redemption or legacy, this fight is shaping up to be the internet's next big obsession. Even celebrities are weighing in on the upcoming fight. Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, publicly doubted Andrew Tate's chances, saying Tate's biting off more than he can chew with Jake. Meanwhile, UFC legend Conor McGregor tweeted, "This fight will be a circus, but I'll still watch. Boxing needs entertainment like this." And honestly, he's not wrong. This fight isn't just about Andrew Tate and Jake.
The best boxer on the planet is Jake Paul. Why?
I mean, who's doing it?
I mean, if Mike Tyson says, let's do this, are you down?
100%.
I'm gonna make Mike my girlfriend.
Would you fight Mike Tyson? Again, no, because he's now old, and it would be an absolutely tragic shame to knock out an old version of his prime self. That doesn't feel fair. Prime Tyson would have ripped me apart in a boxing match, so to beat him when he's past his prime just feels dishonorable, and I'd feel dirty for doing that. So there's no amount of money on the planet that could convince me to fight
Paul. It's about what their clash represents. Traditional boxing purists have long dismissed celebrity matches as cash grabs with zero credibility, but fights like this are forcing people to pay attention. Like it or not, celebrity boxing is here to stay, bringing millions of new fans to the sport. A win for Jake Paul could legitimize the celebrity boxing scene, paving the way for more high-profile crossover fights. On the other hand, a win for Andrew Tate could serve as a rallying cry for traditional fighters tired of influencers encroaching on their turf. Either outcome carries major implications, making this fight bigger than the two men in the ring. It's a cultural moment. The financial stakes are massive. Early projections suggest the fight could generate over $100 million in pay-per-view revenue, putting it on par with legendary bouts like Mayweather versus Pacquiao. With an expected global audience of over 50 million viewers, this could become one of the most watched boxing
With an
events in
expected
history.
global audience of over
Love them
50
or
million
hate
viewers,
them, Andrew Tate
this fight
and
has
Jake
the
Paul
potential
know
to be
how
one of the
draw a
most
crowd.
watched events
While
in
not
boxing
officially
history.
confirmed,
Obviously, Andrew Tate can fight. He is a hard man. He's in great shape, and he's just got that stubbornness about him where I think he's a right hard.
insiders are
or hate
buzzing
them,
about a potential
Andrew
March
Tate and Jake Paul know how
2025
to draw
fight
a
date
crowd.
at the T-Vegas. And really, where else would this spectacle take place? Vegas, with its bright lights, big personalities, and even bigger paychecks, is the perfect stage for a matchup this outrageous. So who has the edge? Andrew Tate's extensive experience, knockout power, and psychological mind games make him a daunting opponent. But Jake Paul's youth, stamina, and relentless work ethic can't be underestimated. If the fight goes the distance, Jake might hold the advantage. His training has emphasized endurance, and he's shown he can outlast opponents in the ring. However, if Tate lands one of his signature power punches early, it could be game over for Jake. This fight is shaping up to be a true toss-up. It's not just a boxing match, it's a cultural phenomenon. It's about...
I actually quite like Jake, and I think he trains really hard.
Yeah.
And I think he's dedicated to the sport, and he's seriously actually a boxer. I don't think he's a YouTuber, I think he's a boxer.
money, pride, and the ultimate battle of egos to determine who's the bigger alpha male. When these two step into the ring, the world will be watching. Whether you're betting on Tate's calculated brutality or Jake's scrappy determination, one thing is certain. This fight promises to be nothing short of explosive. March 2025 can't come soon enough.